It's interesting because I feel like we're finally seeing what Monty McNair wants with this team, and I feel like that identity is that grit, that defensive intensity, by obviously by drafting Davion Mitchell. And now you're even seeing yesterday, they add an assistant coach in Doug Christie, who obviously everyone thinks of this defensive mindset. I know. It's pretty awesome. Dude, Sam, the other thing is John Halliburton, Tyrese's dad, calls Deuce in the middle of our live stream just to tell Deuce how happy he was that awesome. Doug is going to be coaching his son.
Wait a minute. The father of a Kings player was happy about something?
I know. Shocking. I know. Nowadays, that doesn't happen at all. Yeah. The Doug Christie hire, and I guess your point is that maybe more focused on, hey, this team's getting bullied, one of the worst defensive teams. We got to get better on that side. But yeah, I was super happy with Doug getting that opportunity. And I mean, Sam, I know you know Doug. You've gotten to know him a little bit. And I think from the outside looking in, some could say, are the Kings just going with the nostalgia PR thing with this? This is not, in my opinion. I've known Doug for a long time now. He's wanted this. I think he's one of the bright basketball minds. And I've told him for years, you need to go coach. I know you want it to be in Sacramento, but you may have to go elsewhere, man. You got to do it. And, luckily it worked out for him here. But how do you view Doug Christie being added to this Kings coaching staff?
I like it. Like, I don't really often do this, and I didn't do it to the extent that it sounds like conversations, Deuce, that you and Doug had. But, like, I'm not normally the type that runs around telling people within the league, you should do this, you should do that. But, like, Doug, when you talk to him about the game, if you talk to him for more than 3 minutes, you walk away going, dude, why are you on the media side? Yes. Like, because you're a good talker. And you're a handsome fella, but like, what are you doing over here? Like, I remember when they got De'Aaron Fox, and this actually got my wheels turning about the potential impact that he could have on the coaching staff. Like, I remember how excited he was about De'Aaron. This is early in De'Aaron's rookie year, but more specifically, who De'Aaron could be as a defensive player. And he was painting this picture that, if we're being honest, like, it has come to fruition here and there, but it has not consistently come to fruition in terms of who De'Aaron is on the defensive side. Now, De'Aaron has always hit me as somebody who is going to keep trying to get better until he retires. And so, like, I look at that and it's like, man, the thought of Doug getting in the lab with De'Aaron and talking with the kind of language that, you just don't hear. I mean, the defensive side of the game, not to go too far down this road, but like, it just continues to be, if you looked at the NBA, just like it's its own economy. Like, the opportunity is on the defensive side because the money still gets paid to all the offensive players unless you're named Rudy Gobert. And the defensive side is where, as a coach, it's really challenging to get maximum buy-in out of your players because we are all wired to, if you tell me that I'm going to make 80% of my money writing stories and 20% of my money doing podcasts, well, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to write a ton of stories. And if it's the same with basketball players. So him working with De'Aaron, him working with Tyrese, and having a dude who was one of the best wing defenders that I've ever seen, and a guy who, had the respect of the Kobe Bryants and guys like that. I mean, that's big time. It's, he's an OG in terms of his resume, but he's such a good communicator. And a guy who didn't do it so long ago. Like, one example, I think you guys will get my point, but like, when the Kings hired Truck Robinson, I remember thinking, it's got to be tough that it's like, I wish DeMarcus Cousins understood who Truck actually was, but it was just too long ago. You know what I mean? And with Doug, I think it's that happy medium where I think he's going to have these guys respect. Luke Walton is an inclusive type coach, where I think he's going to empower his staff, and I'm certainly very happy for Doug and glad they made that move.